You know what?
Proud
I'm not going to waste
Trump.
my time anymore. You're not worthy of my attention or my questions. You're an embarrassment to this country. You're unfit to lead. And there's been bipartisan members of Congress that have called for your resignation. You should just get the hell out and let somebody competently lead this department.
Mr. Gentleman from California, Mr. Carbajal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It shouldn't come as no surprise that I have serious concerns with both the deployment of the National Guard and the Marines to Los Angeles. I served in the Marine Corps. We are trained to be war fighters, not for crowd control. Everyone here should be alarmed that the President has sent armed forces into a city against the wishes of a governor and mayor. I am concerned this administration is purposely escalating the situation with this step and politicizing our armed forces in the process. Let's call it for what it is. It's political theater. Hegseth, are the Marines in Los Angeles ordered to protect property by any means necessary?
Sir, I would say the ICE officers and police officers being attacked is not political theater. The National Guard and Marines,
just yes or no. Just yes or no.
The National Guard and Marines have the full authority to protect federal ICE agents.
Yes or no.
Federal buildings.
Can you just say yes or no? This isn't Fox anymore. Just yes or no.
They're there to protect federal agents and federal.
Another BS answer. Under the SRUF, the use of force, are Marines allowed to fire warning shots?
No.
Now that's more like it. Isn't that easy? Well, you know, I'm going to beat this drum because you refuse to take responsibility. Will you take responsibility for having made a mistake, not to mention many people would say break the law, in participating in the Signal group chat that included a journalist, your wife, your brother, where classified information was shared?
Sir, every way I communicate is authorized. Every way I communicate.
Okay, if you want to say that. I have called for your resignation. I didn't think you were qualified before your confirmation, and you have done nothing to inspire confidence in your ability to lead competently. You broke the law in sharing classified information, and in doing so, endangered the lives of our service members that you are responsible for. Your inability to hold yourself accountable makes you incapable to lead. This alone makes you unfit to be the Secretary of Defense. Secretary, do you think the United States should continue supporting Ukraine in its fight against Russia, a nation that is hostile towards the United States?
Well, as you know, sir, President Trump is committed to peace.
No, I just want yes or no answers.
Today, the United States has spent billions of dollars.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Over years.
Just yes or no. Can I get a yes or no out of you?
We continue to send.
Come on.
Presidential drawdown.
It's that easy. Kindergartners could give me a yes or no. Yes or no.
Yes, we support peace in Ukraine.
Come on. Is this really leadership? You're an embarrassment to the United States. If Russia invades NATO allies, are you going to recommend to the president that we fulfill our Article 5 obligations?
Well, Russia has not invaded NATO allies.
No.
President Trump
No. I reclaim my time. Yes or no? It's that simple.
There's Article 5 in NATO, which we recognize.
So is the answer yes or no?
That's what Article 5 is, yes.
Good. I'm glad you brought yourself to saying yes. Do you think political allegiance to Trump is a requirement for serving our nation, either in uniform or a civilian in the department?
I'm incredibly proud, as are millions of Americans.
No. Not today, Hegseth. Yes or no?
Congressman, you know what a silly question that is.
But silly enough to warrant a very straightforward answer. Yes or no?
We all support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
You know what? I'm not going to waste my time anymore. You're not worthy of my attention or my questions. You're an embarrassment to this country. You're unfit to lead. And there's been bipartisan members of Congress that have called for your resignation. You should just get the hell out and let somebody competently lead this department.
Mr. Chairman, do we not have any decorum in here?
Thank you very much. I yield my time.
Gentleman yields back. And I would urge everybody to remember and maintain a decorum suitable for this chamber with their further comments.
At a tense House Armed Services Committee hearing on Thursday, Representative Salud Carbajal, Democrat California, launched a blistering critique of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, questioning his leadership, his decision-making, and even his ability to legally hold office. By the end of his remarks, Carbajal told Hegseth outright that he should resign. Carbajal, who served in the Marine Corps, said he was alarmed by the deployment of Marines and National Guard units to Los Angeles against the wishes of California's governor and the city's mayor. He argued that the move was reckless, politically motivated, and a misuse of the armed forces. "We are trained to be war fighters, not for crowd control," he said. "Everyone here should be alarmed that the president has sent armed forces into a city against the wishes of its leaders. Let's call it for what it is. It's political theater." Throughout the exchange, Carbajal pressed Hegseth to answer basic questions with a simple yes or no, accusing the secretary of dodging accountability with long-winded responses. When asked directly if Marines had been ordered to protect property by any means necessary, Hegseth sidestepped the yes or no format, drawing sharp interruptions from Carbajal. On the issue of rules for the use of force, Hegseth admitted Marines were not allowed to fire warning shots, which Carbajal noted was the kind of clear answer he expected all along. The congressman then turned to a more personal line of attack, accusing Hegseth of breaking the law by participating in a private signal chat that reportedly included his wife, his brother, and a journalist. Carbajal claimed classified information was shared in that space, endangering service members under Hegseth's command. "You broke the law in sharing classified information and in doing so endangered the lives of our service members," he said. "Your inability to hold yourself accountable makes you incapable of leading. This alone makes you unfit to be Secretary of Defense." Carbajal broadened his questioning to foreign policy, demanding to know whether the U.S. should continue supporting Ukraine against Russia. He insisted on a direct answer, pointing out that the U.S. had already spent billions of dollars in aid. After repeated efforts, Hegseth offered a vague response that the administration supports peace in Ukraine, which drew visible frustration from Carbajal. The congressman then pressed him on NATO's Article 5, which requires all members to respond if one is attacked. After dodging at first, Hegseth eventually answered yes, that the U.S. would uphold its NATO obligations if Russia invaded an ally. Carbajal also questioned whether loyalty to former President Donald Trump was now an unspoken requirement for military or civilian service in the Defense Department. Hegseth brushed the question aside as silly, refusing to give a direct yes or no. Carbajal countered that millions of Americans deserved straightforward answers, not evasions. The clash ended with Carbajal openly declaring his contempt for Hegseth's leadership. "You're an embarrassment to this country. You're unfit to lead," he said. "There have been bipartisan calls for your resignation, and you should just get the hell out and let somebody competent lead this department." His comments drew gasps in the chamber, and the committee chairman quickly reminded members to maintain decorum. The confrontation underscored the deep divisions in Congress over the administration's military decisions and Hegseth's leadership style. For Carbajal, the hearing was not just about troop deployments or classified information, it was about trust in the person leading the Pentagon. And in his view, that trust has been broken.